play. And French horn, mellophone. That was like one of my main instruments when I used to march in the bands. That's actually how I got to Alabama. I was in St. Louis. I had no intentions of even going to college. And they came out and they listened to me play, and they offered to pay for me to go to college at Alabama A&M. So that's how I got down to Alabama. But and that's really the reason I rap the way I rap. I use my voice is mainly because of me playing the French horn. You have to hear the note before it comes out, so you tend to hear my voice just kind of do little tricky things, and that's really the reason why. It's because of the instrument that I played.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's up. And so now, out of all of those instruments that you learned and had experience with, do you have a favorite out of there that really stuck with you, and you still kind
Yes,
of hold
my
on to?
favorite one is definitely the mellophone, which is the marching version of the French horn. And the reason why is because when I was a kid, I was very timid. I didn't have any personality. I was playing a little bass clarinet for Pete's sake. You can barely hear that instrument. But the year I was getting ready to go off to high school, my band teacher, he just said, Kanika, that's actually what he called me in school. He said, I'm gonna put you on the mellophone. I was like, what? In the middle of all these people, I was nervous. But when I learned that instrument, you have to be confident because you have to hear that note before it comes out. And if you play it wrong, then everyone will know it's you. So you had to gain that confidence. And it
Oh
helped me
yeah.
gain confidence as a human being, as a person, as a little black girl, whatever you want to call her, a little black gay girl. And that it helped me a lot. So that's the one. That's the one right there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm sure it was kind of a rough transition though, playing that type of instrument though. I mean, trying to get adjusted to it.
It was. It wasn't that. It wasn't really that bad. It was weird having to learn, to flap my lips and vibrate them and do all that. But once I got the hang of it, I just took off with it, kind of the same way I did with the piano. So it made me I think he made me take the instrument home for the summer, and then like those months I came back. It was like 2 months. Then came back, and then we just started picking it up. I had to learn. I had to roll with it because he only had like three of us playing that instrument at the time, and he needed it to sound good. So I just had to do what I had to do.
Right. That's what's up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that the listeners know that we are definitely up and running. I saw it with my own eyes. Sometimes, I guess if a lot of people are jumping on at the same time, it may bounce you off, but if it do, please be patient. Get back on so you can hear our show. But we're definitely up because I hear it and I saw it and it's running. So I just want to put that out there. So just to reiterate, Nick, what does the WOW stand for?
The Y stands for Women of Worth.
Women of Worth. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure that the listeners heard that. So I wanted to know how long did you stay in St. Louis?
Well, I was born and raised in St. Louis. Then I moved to Georgia for about 6 years. And then my senior year of high school, that's when I moved back to St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how often do you go back?
Well, now it's like all my family are migrating down to Georgia. So
Okay.
I really haven't, let me see, the last time I've been back to St. Louis, and it's getting real bad out there too. But even my grandma, my mama, they no longer live there anymore. So I don't know. I haven't been there in about 2, 3 years now. And that's
Okay.
really why I'm here in Georgia right now, because everybody, they're coming down to this little place in Hinesville, called Hinesville, Georgia.
Okay. So what made you want to become an inspirational figure? Was it someone in your family? Be it a female figure, male figure, any family or someone just out in the mainstream that you may have looked at like they inspire you?
I really think it's just I was beginning to become more sensitive to, I don't know what got me into this. Because, like I said, I used to be cool. I used to be young. I used to go to the clubs. I used to party. I used to drink. I used to do all that. But it's just the more and more I used to go, I would find myself occasionally just standing in the club, looking around at everybody, and just asking questions, asking, why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at everyone and how much drugs we would put into our system, just things like that. And I would just begin to ask questions. And again, I told my friend at the time, the one I was working with heavy with the music, I asked her, how do you feel about standing for something? And that's how we came. So it wasn't really me looking at like a person and wanting to do it. It's just in myself, I began to ask questions and realized that I wanted to stand for something.
Okay.
And as I followed it,
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, and what happened when we first did the Women of Worth, the music, it wasn't really matching up. So then naturally the music began to change. And then naturally you begin to think, okay, I need some more stuff to talk about. So then you start digging deep, start finding things to talk about, and then you realize, damn, this world really is effed up. So it's just the deeper I got, they can hear us now. Some of them can hear us.
All right,
But,
good.
and that's how I got into it. Just asking questions and just wanting to stand for something. That natural desire, it just began to grow within myself.
Okay, so speaking of now, even like in the present now, do you have anyone that's someone, be it family or someone in the media, be it, I don't know, just whatever, whether it's LGBT focused or not, that presently right now that you feel like is maybe a inspiration or a mentor?
Inspiration. Let's say old school. Because old school, I used to listen to a lot of just R&B and soul and neo soul and stuff like that. Erykah Badu, she was very big, mainly because she had her own style and she did her own thing. Well, she still do her own thing and have her own style. Also, Missy Elliott, she's a real big one. She's real creative. She do what she wants. And a very big one, Lauryn Hill. Just, oh God, from her voice to her lyrics. Just how lyrical she is. And that let me know alone, women, female, a lot of times we think, oh, because we're female, that, I'm not saying we think like that, but I don't think we dive as deep as we can as far as becoming creative. Rather than talking about the men or being the baddest bee on the street, just talk about something a little bit more deeper, what's going on with society, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as new school, definitely it's Kendrick Lamar. However, I fell off of him a while back, and not because of he's really good. It's just because I liked him so much. I realized that I had to take a few steps back so I wouldn't mimic him as much or become influenced by him too much, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, made sense.
Well, I always appreciate, and then I'll shut up and let Uno go. I always appreciate, like in general, I appreciate people that's in the artist industry, however that is. I'm a huge supporter of it, but specifically like those that are different, that they're not in the norm, they're not in the same box, but like you said, that are creative and do something different, but yet they have a message and they have some substance with it. Like, I appreciate that.
Yeah, me too, because I'm sure you realize that mainstream is just getting more and more out of hand, if you can understand
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Oh, I definitely
Right.
understand.
We feel where you coming from, for real.
I'm coming out of a very, one of the hardest writer's block that I've ever experienced. I'm slowly coming out of it. I was beginning to get a little discouraged because I'm looking around at what's popular, what's hot, and it just seemed like it's just getting worse and worse. But I was having an internal battle with myself. But yeah, definitely. I'm glad y'all can appreciate that, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think I always have been like a different person, even being younger in whatever I pretty much did. And because I'm the older that I'm getting, like, it's definitely, I love being different, because sometimes
Yeah.
people, they'll look at you and laugh and see what you say or how you speak or what you do, but then after they get finished laughing, then they like, oh, sometimes they be like, oh, okay, well, how did you do this? Nah, you can't know, because this is what
That's your lane.
that's my lane. You
Right.
stay in yours, and this
No,
is what I
right.
this is what I created for me.
Right.
So
And that's really, when y'all asked as far as the movement wise, that's really what it's about. Like, we all have our own lane, and we all should embrace it and try to become the greatest version that we can become in our own lane. That's what
Absolutely.
it's really about. But when you have these big influencers, as far as in the industry, mainstream media, whatever it may be, it tends to create a bunch of mini-me's. So we
Yeah.
all going to start wearing, our shoes this way or our pants this way or whatever, then a lot of people start doing that. I just want people to just focus on what it is that they like, what it is that they want, and just become the greatest version in that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you because, I mean, what you were saying about having that writer's block and just not being as inspired because, just really out there and you seeing other people doing the same things and you're trying to, keep up because, competition, mind frame, and seeing what's hot, and then, taking that step back, and trying to figure out what's going on with yourself internally, because that's what I've been dealing with. That's why you haven't seen me doing music because of that.
Yeah, I actually I'm noticing a lot of people, maybe it's just something that a bunch of us are going through right now. But like I said, I can feel myself slowly coming out of it, and what I had to do, I had to really, like, I'm real big on meditation, but I had to sit down. I think it was about an hour-long meditation. It was like a chakra cleanse. I'm real big into, like, chakras, meditation, third eye, all that. I'm real big into it. And I had to just fall back and meditate. And just, when I came out of it, I started writing. I noticed more words start to form, and I realized I just needed to focus on myself. I think what was happening, I was looking at what was going on too much.
Yeah,
It's good to
yeah.
be in the know and know what's going on around you, but when you lose yourself in it, but when you look into it too much, you can lose yourself in it.
Yeah, you can lose a
If
lot
that
if
makes
you.
sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you can lose yourself in the midst of everything. So
And
sometimes you.
see, and uh, with you, I noticed that on your page you post a lot of things that are going on around the world, a lot
Yeah,
of things that's going on in the
yeah.
media, just a lot of stuff like that. And it's good that you're doing it, but definitely, please don't lose yourself in it.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's why I say, you know, like you, man. I'm just like slowly I'm creeping back with just expressing myself artistically, especially on the music side of it. So,
Yeah,
I've just been taking a step back and trying to figure out, what can I do, to really get myself back in the game. Because yeah, I don't want to definitely. I mean, I don't want to lose touch, with myself either. So. So,
right, right.
but it's
And
just
another
that,
thing, one more thing that helped me, like, to get back on track, I start thinking about people like you two, and just different inspirational people or different people who listen to me, like Helena, shout out to her,
oh yeah,
Sherry,
yeah,
shout out to her, Weezy, shout out to you if you're listening. Just those type of people who don't really like to get lost in that mainstream media. They need music to listen to too.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, and it'll grow, and it'll make sense, more sense as I stick with it.
Oh, absolutely. Because like I said, I mean, you have your own lane. You're creative. You have something to talk about. You have a message. It's not what everybody else is doing. You're not in a box. Be like, just in your own lane. I mean, being yourself, and that's what it's about, man. Because that gets boring when everybody's trying to do the same thing, and no one has no originality. That's what takes away from the music. You know, so yeah. So I appreciate what you've been doing, man. So I say just keep it up, man, and don't stop.
Yeah. Yes,
Cause,
indeed. Thank you.
Cause I've been looking at you, and that's you actually one of the reasons I'm getting inspired back too. Like looking at a few people, you and there's other people that I look at or I see their music or whatever it is that they're doing. That's
Hmm.
inspiring me to come back. And what you were saying about Kendrick too, like even with mainstream artists, they give me that inspiration back to want to just write music and create
Hmm.
music and so, yeah, I mean, slowly but surely, I'm gonna bounce back. Slowly but surely, if I come back, it's gonna be a totally different angle when I come back. So, I'm just being patient. I'm not rushing it at all.
Yep. Same here. Same here.
So, I mean, but what you were saying also about Kendrick, how um, listening to a lot of his stuff and drawing inspiration from him musically, because I see a lot of that similarity when I was hearing that. I heard it in your music. You kind of had that Kendrick vibe going. So
Yeah, and that's actually what made me kind of push back a little bit. I have a mentor. He was a very good mentor to me, and he heard my music. He actually heard a song I made back then. It was called Taxi Confessions, and that's actually blowing up now. But he heard it, and he said, she sounds real good, but I can already tell her biggest inspiration is Kendrick Lamar. Now, at the time, it was almost like he punched me in my gut, and it kind of hurt. I was like, damn, because, I thought I was doing my own thing then. But he was like, okay, what I recommend is if she just takes 6 months and just turn off the radio, don't listen to anybody but herself, then she will begin to notice the difference. Just what he was just saying within 6 months. It actually happened sooner than that. But that's where it started, where I just kind of pushed back from him and a lot of other people, Drake, all of them. And I just began to listen to myself, and that's how that movement Wise came about when I did that. So really shout out to him, Genesis, and Chattanooga. I really appreciate him.
for sure, for sure, that's what's up, man. That's what you gotta do. So from you, going back and forth from Georgia to Alabama. Now, I know, being now. See, this is the thing, being gay in this society and stuff like that, and having to deal with different viewpoints and opinions and things like that. So how is the LGBT community perceived in Alabama, like in the public eye? Like, do you see any difference in how is it perceived from me when you was in Alabama?
Well, I mean, I really, as far as what I heard, I heard Alabama, they still kind of stuck in the Bible days,
Yeah.
where and they judge a lot as far as LGBTQ. I'm trying to remember to include that Q now, but I'm a true believer in energy and that in law of attraction, like attracts like, so you attract certain things, and I don't want to say it's been perfect for me, but I haven't really dealt with any issues. Mainly because I don't know. Maybe I don't put out. I don't know. I haven't had any issues being LGBT Q in Alabama, but I'm sure there are issues. Um, yeah, I really don't even know how to answer that question for you.
Okay, yeah. Cause I mean,
I don't.
I know in different states, things are, handled differently, especially concerning the LGBTQ. Some places is definitely open and people embrace it, and there's certain places where they really have an old mentality, traditional ways, and so yeah. So I was just curious, huh?
I'm sure they're probably. I mean, I'm sure they still probably got it like that out here, but I just kind of stay clear from certain things, and I don't do too much as far as bringing attention on myself. I know it probably shouldn't be like that, but I really don't face a lot of issues um, in Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, personally, I think that's just really the best way to be. Like, I mean, people, I mean, obvious people know you in the community. It's like you don't need to like go overboard and advertise like, oh, I'm here, I'm
Yeah,
this, I'm
like
that.
I'm not out in the middle of the park with kids set and tonguing down my girl or nothing like that. You know, I'm not doing stuff or just walking around making a lot of noise to bring attention to myself. I'm pretty laid back, pretty cool person. I know if someone else would answer a question, they may be able to give you some stories, but I'm cool.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
Um. So, how did the Wise movement start, and what's the goal for it?
Okay, so I told you I'm real big into meditation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm real big as far as listening to that voice. Some people call it God, some people call it conscious. And it was a night, and actually this is how I come up with a lot of my music video ideas, like as far as the storyboards and the direction it'll go. But I was in bed, tossing and turning, couldn't sleep. Ideas, it's almost like my crown chakra had opened and I was connected to my higher self and downloading information as far as what the next move needed to be. Now, the vision of my appearance as far as the darker clothes, I paint my nails black now. My hair is blonde. It's like a kind of a transition in the way that I looked from the way I looked when I first began. And it's mainly a thought of becoming a rebel to the bull or a rebel to mainstream. That's why I got this little darker appearance. Not that I'm like some devil worshiper or something like that, because some people can get it confused. But that came about. And then the name. Shout out again to one of my biggest supporters, Sherry. She used to always call me, she still do, Wise Owl. And so that name Wise, it kept clicking in my head. And then the spelling, it became Y''S. It's just, I was in bed one day, and just tossing and turning, just meditating, praying, and everything just began to come to me that night. And that's when I decided to come up with the music video, Wise, where you actually see the old version of me popping out of my body and jumping into the new version of me. I'm not sure if y'all got to check out the music video, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. That's when stuff began to get a little different, and I really began to just focus on what I wanted to do and take risks. So hopefully I wasn't too weird for you, but
Nah, you ain't weird for
No,
me.
it's good.
Nah, you ain't weird.
I
Be
like
yourself.
I mean, honestly, I like different people. I like people that are not quote unquote in the norm, so to speak, because I just kind of connect with that and always have connected with that, even though I've been around a lot of people in a lot of situations. But I like people who are different, who can think out of the box. And, again, I just, spirituality for me, I just, though I do chant,
so you're familiar with Om?
yes, I am.
Om.
And,
Yeah, nice.
I like, that's big for me. I can only speak for me, that spirituality, because I choose not to claim a religion, to each his own. But spirituality for me, it's like, the higher powers, getting in touch with yourself, being conscious, opening up that third eye, meditating, your chakras, like that all plays a part, again, especially for me in the business, because you can't change people. Situations in life are going to happen, but when you get yourself centered, you just kind of know how to deal with things differently, and it just kind of exposes a lot of times people too, who to kind of stay away from people, places, and situations. If I'm making any sense,
Yeah,
so
you
and
make
that's
sense.
something you'll notice when you go through, and that's something that really happened to me, and I'm still struggling with that now, going through my spiritual awakening. And actually, I had they call it Kundalini awakening, and that led me to actually becoming vegan. But anyways, it's like when you become spiritual awake, you become sensitive to more things, especially like you said, you learn people to stay away from. It's like you begin to see certain things within people, hidden agendas, more sensitive to people's energy that they let off, and I began to struggle with that. So again, going to the clubs and being around a lot of people with low vibrations, it would definitely tug at me a lot more. I began to notice it, and I still struggle to this day as far as being around a lot of people. It becomes very draining, especially if their vibrations are not, if we're not vibrating at the same level.
True, very, very true. And like you with the changing of the hair and people taking your look in a totally different way, and they really don't know. That's kind of what happened to me throughout my life, because I've had very long hair, and then from the relaxed permed hair to the turned afro curly big fro to now very short cut. Like I tell people, excuse me, like that's my transition. That's me becoming becoming a better spiritual person, and just recreating myself and learning myself and getting in touch with myself, because I feel like I can't be something to somebody else if I'm not the best me for myself.
That's
and
true.
I just
That's true.
and
I know that's true for relationships too. I mean, I know we're not in that subject right now,
but it plays a
have
part.
you ever noticed someone who they get out of a relationship and they constantly just jump into another relationship?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
we just talked
Or
about that.
you have someone who's praying like, "Oh God, please send me the perfect person that I've been looking for." But how can you expect to get that perfect person if you're not ready yourself?
That's true.
Like,
Absolutely.
how can you expect to get that person that you've been praying for and you're not ready yourself? We gotta learn how to be alone, how to love ourselves, so we never settle for less than our worth. And then when that person comes, we'll know it when we see them.
Oh yeah, it's unexpected. It's not supposed to show. Cause like once you get yourself together, once you be to yourself. Yeah, like you said, being alone, getting in tune with yourself, building yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and build yourself. And then once you do that, loving yourself, because it all goes down to what you said, love yourself. But once you understand that and realize that, then that's when the higher forces that be can grant you what you've been praying for, because the forces can't grant you that if you're blocking the blessing, because you're jumping from another person to another person. You're not giving yourself to heal, and they're just in the way. So once you do that, then that's when you can find the right person. So it all boils down to being spiritual too.
Yeah, and so, and like you were saying, is it Jade or Jay?
Jade, Jade.
Jade, yeah, I thought it was that. Yeah, like you were saying, the transition you had in your appearance. So WISE, which is a movement, WISE is also my alter ego. So whenever I'm on, because I can barely handle because it becomes draining when it comes to being around different people. Because I am timid sometimes. I still have anxiety when I get around a lot of people. I have to actually morph into my alter ego, which is just a different personality, and I become WISE on the stage. So WISE is a movement, and it's also my alter ego, which represents my higher self.
I can definitely relate to that, because a Buddhist community that I am affiliated with, I'll say that, I'm affiliated with, a Japanese lady had blessed me with the name Jade. So I can definitely identify, because I feel like Jade, it just being another personality, that is who I live as, even though I'm fully aware that I am Aisha, my birth name. However, like, being Jade is because I'm in, I am getting myself in a different position slowly to go out and speak more, because this being a co-host or radio personality, however anybody wants to label it, that was something that this is like totally new for me. But just being able in my own life, because I've spoke before several times being interviewed by Uno, as well as I go out and I work in the community of individuals who have mental health disability, as well as I do, but also living with other traumatic experiences that women, especially women that have gone through, as well as myself. Like it's very therapeutic for me to speak about it because it's that one or two people that you can really reach and touch. And more, even though it does, I'm not gonna lie, like you, I get anxiety. Like when I do radio shows, I still get some anxiety. When I go out and have to speak or run my groups that I run, I get anxiety, but it's like I have to center myself. Like I try to get to where I get to so that I can have that few moments or whatever to get myself centered, say my chant, my whatever works for me to get me where I need to get to, so that when people come, because I feel people's energy, and sometimes people, when you say that, they may look at you like, she crazy, but no, by nature, I'm a Pisces and we're very intuitive. And the older that
That's crazy.
and
I'm a Pisces as well.
oh wow, shut up. When's your birthday?
February 24th.
Okay, I'm March 6th. So
Okay.
we're very we're very intuitive by nature.
Boo.
So,
So what y'all
shut
Pisces?
up, stop hating. So we're real.
What's yours again?
Huh?
I think I used to know your zodiac sign. What is yours again?
Libra.
You said Libra?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're real intuitive, and like we feel situations, we feel people. Like a lot of times I can feel somebody's energy and I don't even know who they are, and I feel it.
Yeah.
So it's just like
It's real. And I think a lot of us, all of us can feel energy. It's just we don't all pay attention to it. More than others. Some of us pay attention to it more than others.
Right.
And I had to explain to my mother one day when she was like, "What energy? What?" I was like, "So, Mom, have you ever been in a room and someone maybe depressed or whatever, they walk in and you can just feel it kind of just drop down or anything like that, Mom? Or have you ever?" I had to explain to her. She was like, "Yeah, I guess I need no energy." And it's like, yeah, energy is real. It doesn't lie.
Oh yeah, it don't lie. You absolutely
Definitely.
right on that. I mean, that's how I am. At this point in my life, I'm so sensitive to people. Like, yeah, I can't be around a lot of people in crowds and stuff. And if I'm in that setting, I have to really get myself centered. But when I feel somebody, I definitely feel it. Even though they can tell me one thing, but the intuitions tell me something else, and you always follow the intuition because, yeah, you're right, energy doesn't lie.
That's another thing I struggle with sometimes, because a lot of people who maybe not want to be exposed or reveal their true intentions, their mouth may say things that you can feel something else, and it's like it just becomes so nerve-wracking. So, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. It drains a lot out you too, man. Just feeling different people. So, even with that, you gotta take a breather, and just steady yourself too to really, recharge, because it can be a lot.
Recharge, exactly. That's the word.
Recharge for real, because people is something else, man.
And what you had said earlier, Nick, about, your once upon a time where, you used to be out there into the community, be out there in the scene, be, doing all the things that you probably knew was wrong, but you did it anyway. Like, yeah, it just kind of comes to a point when you grow up and get on your grown where you see, like, you got to stop doing certain things because it's like you blocking your blessings. And I can definitely relate to that too. I know so many of us don't like to say how we used to be or how we even may be presently, but I can definitely relate because once upon a time, and I've shared this with Uno, she know, once upon a time I was in this long-term relationship, and then, when I got out of it, it was traumatic and all of that, and then I call myself trying to hurt other people because I got hurt, but really, it just, you put yourself out there, and really, in the end, you're only really hurting yourself, and you're blocking your blessings, and you just have to regroup, yourself and get yourself back on track. So I just
Right,
was
I
saying
agree.
I definitely, and LGBTQ, QAI, however many hell letters y'all want to use in the alphabet, we really, I mean, for real, like, we really need to support each other. It really, like, that's a pet peeve of mine, how, and I'm working through it, how, we so cliquish, and I gotta call it for what
That's
it
real
is.
shit. They is
We,
cliquish.
we're very, globally and generally, we're very cliquish,
Yeah.
and we sound good when we talk about how we want to support, but then you don't. So
Yeah.
I'm a really need for our community
Get
to
it together.
get it together.
Get it on together now. We got to do better.
Mm.
Cause I try to do my best, and even just much as I can to support LGBTQ artists. Nick, I support you. Even Helena and anybody else, Bevy, just many. I try to support as many as I can. But you can only do but so much. People want to do what they want to do. They're gonna support who they want to support. But we just as a community we have to do better of supporting each other. It shouldn't be about what personal issues you got with that person or your hang-ups and none of that, because it doesn't mean nothing. In the end, what matters is we all in this together. We got to stick together. That's how it should be. But you know,
And if y'all gonna ride with Nick or Jade and Uno or any other LGBTQ artists, ride with us, good, bad, and indifferent. Don't wait till we have a come up and then you wanna ride,
jump on the bandwagon.
jump on
and
the
shit.
like, for real, like, nah, son, like, take your ass somewhere. If you're not with us, good, bad, and indifferent, then I'm gonna need for y'all to go.
Right. Because if you're a real supporter and fan, you gonna ride to the end.
Right.
When they're struggling and when they come up, and then when they fall, you gotta be there through it all. So that's what it's about.
And we Pisces, we are
Yep.
reserved, but we will also let y'all know how it is. We definitely do.
Oh, absolutely. I know it. I know it.
I mean, for real.
So, now since we talk about LGBTQ, is there any LGBTQ artists that you like and or you listen to currently?
So there's really no artist that I just listen to. But shout out to Kim for Life. I really like them a lot. Actually, visited their location and interviewed with them. Actually
Okay.
made a song with them before too.
Okay.
But it's really no artist that again, like I said, I've been really just in my own head. And if I hear some songs, I'll listen to it. But I don't really have any artists that I can think of at the top of my head. Helena, she's real good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're good.
Appreciate it.
It's just if I hear artists, I may listen to them if I'm in that mood. But yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So now, is there any current projects that you have out now, and then are you working on any new material at this time?
Yeah, I have two main projects out now. The first one is Dying to Live. That's when I began to transition into this new lifestyle that I'm into now. And then the next project out right now is Wise. So it kind of gives you a little bit more information as far as the alter ego, Wise. And you can listen to all those on any digital platform, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, whatever that stuff is.
Yeah.
And as far as right now, am I working on anything? Right now, what I'm doing, I'm just writing. I'm just getting that. If I could name it right now, it would be titled Writer's Block. But right now, I'm just writing. I'm just trying to get out of this little funk that I'm in and trying to find myself again. And another thing that's been throwing me off, I'm preparing for a move, a transition. This is another step into this new lifestyle that I'm forming for myself. So me and my fiance, shout out to her. She should be listening to right now, Carla G. And we've been preparing for this new lifestyle, and it's been taking a lot of time too. So.
Well, shout out to the fiance.
Shout out to the
Definitely.
fiance. That's what's up. That's what's up.
So I wanted to know, you were just speaking about your music and projects and stuff. So, out of all your music that you have created, what would be your top two that you would say would be a favorite of yours?
As far as favorite songs,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be the song titled "Wise." That was, of course, the introduction of my alter ego, Wise. And I thought the music video was really just super creative and super cool. And then another song is going to be To an Old Friend. I actually have a music video for that as well. And it was just me reaching out to, because it's like in life as you grow, you're going to outgrow people. You're going to leave, quote unquote, leave people behind. Not necessarily saying leave people behind, but you're going to go your separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I really had a special person in mind. It was a friend that I used to hang with a lot, and I took notice to how even though I began to take this journey in life, I didn't forget about her, and how I wanted her to just realize her worth and just realize that she's worth more, and to just go after more in life. So, To an Old Friend and Wise, those are my top two right there. Very emotional, very personal pieces.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what's up. So now these days, media is a great tool. Especially for the internet. So just the way that how technology got it set up, where you can operate on social media and what have you. And vlogs is a perfect example of that. So, and I know a lot of people into that. And so, like, what made you get into vlogs? Like, just started creating those vlogs? Because I've been seeing it on your Instagram and stuff.
What made me get into vlogging is because, again, my alter ego. When I realized it's because my alter ego, she's more serious and more to the point and more focused. But in reality, I'm really goofy and really just, funny, and just, I'm not the same as, like, my alter ego. For her, I paint my finger fucking nails, and do my hair all up and stuff like that. In real life, like, not in real life, but Nick,
Yeah.
like, I'm more, like, I don't really care as much. So I wanted people, like, especially the people who follow me heavy, I wanted them to see both sides. So when they hear the music, they know that that's Wise. But then you can also see how I am in life, joking around with my fiance and her kids and my dog, and just how goofy I am. So I just wanted people to see the two different sides to me. And Jade, Pisces, that's two fishes, one going against and one going with.
Hey,
Right. I so can relate.
Hey, I know. Yes, I know. I know what time it is. I mean, dude, my lady J, yeah, she's definitely goofy. She got both sides to it, but when she's goofy, she had me cracking up. She had me going. I'd be like, you is so silly.
I am, and it's
man. So now you probably got an idea of probably how I am. So I am goofy when I'm at home and comfortable with my people, my friends and family. But then when it's time to do the music, when it's time to be on stage, it's a whole different person. Like she alright, she's pretty cool. I'm not like her every day though. So.
Okay,
True that.
So where can people find Wise, the Y with the apostrophe S? Where can people find your apparel at?
You can find everything. The hub is going to be my website. So it's nicrichelle.com. I'll spell that. It's NICRICHELLE, Nick Richelle. Or if you Google Nick Richelle, or if you go to Instagram or any of the platforms, you just type in Nick Richelle, N-I-C, Richelle, then you'll find it.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Dope. Now, the last thing I want to ask you, so just tell the listeners, where can they find you on social media?
Lord, my mom. Again, Instagram, Facebook, all that. Just type in Nick Richelle, and that's where you'll find it. I try to make it easy.
True that, yeah, because I know, people these days do have short attention spans, or they don't just...
Exactly.
So, I mean, I totally get where you're coming from with that. So, you just want to keep it, simple and, and at the same time where they can understand. So. So we're gonna go ahead and leave. We're gonna go ahead and leave out with one of your songs that you sent me, and
Okay.
we definitely appreciate you for being on our show and doing this interview with us. It was a pleasure. We appreciate it, and keep up what you're doing because you're doing an awesome job.
Definitely.
I really appreciate that. And again, thank you so much for having me on your show. And you two enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh, we sure will.
Appreciate that, and it's a pleasure meeting you because I'm not friends with you, I guess, yet, but I will make myself friends, Facebook friends with you, and I'm glad that you decided to come on our show. I definitely know a little bit more about you, and that's what's up. And because you a Pisces, so yes, I get it, I get it. But yeah, we're definitely gonna play that song, and we hope to have a follow up with you, so we know maybe another time if you like, come on the show and let us know what you're doing since then.
Okay.
All right then. So you have a good night and take care.
All right, you too. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. If y'all just tuning in, this is for the people who just tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we just got off the phone with Richelle. We had an interview. It was a great show, great interview. So it was interesting. She had a lot to talk about. Dope. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this song. Then we'll come back and do our second hour and get into our next discussion. All right.
I'll be with you up all night, dancing, dreaming in the light. I'll be with you up all night, dancing, dreaming in the light.
I remember that day that I moved too fast, and it slowed me down. It slowed me down with drug that didn't last. What I was running from had long legs and a beautiful mask. Rubbed me on my lips with fingertips that silenced me from asking all the important questions. I just considered it a blessing to be in the presence of beauty and its essence.
She'll be with me up all night, making sure her plans go right.
I remember that day that I moved too fast, and it slowed me down. It slowed me down. I was running from my past. The old me that wanted to remain the same, comfortable playing the same games with an animal that I could never tame.
I'll be with you up all night.
That's what she told me.
Dancing, dreaming in the light.
That's what she told me that night.
I'll be with you up all night.
She'll never leave me.
Dancing, dreaming in
She said she'll never leave my side.
Would you believe me if I told you there were infinite ways to reach your destination, just as long as you move, just as long as you choose to let go of that pain? Or no choice would drive you insane. With that suck you bust on your brain, switching lanes.
She'll be with me up all night, making sure her plans go right.
Switching lanes, moving fast, passing by pedestrians. Crazy looks like I'm the fool who's driving at they questioning. Breaking rules to me, they don't apply. Maybe that's why I'm lesbian. But same issues as the men, these women, they cut throats like surgeons.
I'll be with you up all night.
That's what she told me.
Dancing, dreaming in the light.
That's what she told me that night.
I'll be with you up all
She'll
night.
never leave me.
Dancing, dreaming in
She said she'll never leave my side.
All right. That was Nick Richelle. Song is called All Night. So you can find her on social media. You can find her on Facebook. Um, Nick Richelle Wow. W.O.W. Nick Richelle W.O.W. You can find her on Instagram at Nick underscore Richelle. So that's NIC underscore RICHELLE. You can also find her on Twitter at Listen to Nick. So at Listen to NIC. You can also find her on Snapchat as well. Nick Richelle, NIC RICHELLE. And you can also check out our website, which is www.nickrichelle.com. Once again, www.nickrichelle.com. NICRICHELLE.com. All right, so we're going to get into our second hour. This discussion will be on Group B Strep. We're covering this topic for July Awareness Month. So we're going to get into some information about Group B Strep.
But before we do that, could you let them know about our outlets,
Okay.
our social outlets, our platforms?
All right, so our platforms, you can find us on social media through Facebook, which is Chit Chat Chew Show, LLC. We also have a Facebook group, so if you want to be a part of the Facebook group, please send us a message, whether it's through inbox, you can tag us, or if you know, whatever's comfortable for you. If you want to send us an email, that's fine too. Doesn't matter. Just let us know. We'll add you to our Facebook group. So our Facebook group is at Chit Chat Chew Radio Show. Just plug in Chit Chat Chew Radio Show. We also have an Instagram at Chit Chat Chew Show. We have Twitter. So our Twitter is at chit_chat_chew. Again, it's at chit_chat_chew. We also have a Vimeo, so go to at Chit Chat Chew Show. We have a YouTube. You can find us on YouTube. Subscribe to Chit Chat Chew Show. What am I missing? Am I missing something?
Did you do the website? I can
Okay.
do the website.
Yeah, do the website
Okay.
and essay.
So the website for us is www.chitchatchewshow.com. Again, www.chitchatchewshow.com. For the most part of it, we have all the artists that were on via live in person, via phone. Even those that just wanted their music played on our show, they're on there as well. A lot of them have pics and bios, or if not, their work. Also, we have a donation button that you can donate, big or small. We definitely appreciate you in advance for that, because Chit Chat Chew Show is more than just a radio show. We have things that are in the works, but we're not going to announce it until we get the definite.
And once we get the definite, it's taking
You
off.
will know.
You gonna know.
Definitely.
We're gonna drop it on you real nice like.
And so we have our soaps on there as well. So we have soaps. It's called Swirls. They're rainbow soaps. They're vegan, vegetarian friendly with all natural oils and things of that nature. Very sensitive friendly to your skin. So you can go on there and see what the prices are for our large bars as well as our small bars. There's a section where you can sign in, if you will.
Yeah, there's a mailing list.
Mailing list, yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now,
Our mailing list.
Keep in mind, I'm still updating the website, so please don't shoot me now, okay? So just bear with us. We still updating the website, so we still adding stuff on there.
Okay, and also with those soaps, if you don't go to our website, we do have a Etsy site. So you can go to www.etsy.com. You can go in the search box and click on and type in, go in the search box, type in Chit Chat Chew Shop. And again, you can purchase from there the large bars as well as the small bars. There's very few left, so please get on it.
Yes, please.
They're great
You won't
soaps,
regret it.
and I'm not just saying that. They are great soaps. I've had great feedback from people who have purchased them, and so yes, there's a limited amount left. So please get in where you fit in.
Please get you one. Cop that. You won't regret it. Trust me.
So yeah, we are excited about where Chit Chat Chew Show is going, and like-minded what else we're doing. And so we're really excited. And if you would like to be on our show, definitely hit us up. You can go to our business email, which is chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com. So if you're an artist of whatever form that is, if you are a liaison, activist, advocate, small business owner, if you're in a corporation that's doing some positive things, definitely look us up. Let us know. As far as the music, I'll let Uno tell you about that.
Oh, did you mention the sponsorship?
Oh, we have the sponsorships as well. Okay, so if you would like to be featured on our website, we have different packages that, based on that package that you get, that's what's going to happen with the website, and how you can how your business or yourself individually can be on our website.
Absolutely. All right. So, for artists, even spoken word artists, so if you're into spoken word and you have some music, send that over as well. But to the artists, whether you a rapper, singer, whatever it may be, whatever genre it is, but I don't have to speak mostly on the rap and the singing and the singers, rappers and singers. Okay, so please send your music to the email that Jay just said. I'll repeat it again, which is chitchatchew_show@yahoo.com with your social media info. You can send a bio if you want to. That's optional. With a picture of you. It must be professional or something decent, okay? Don't be sending no crazy stuff now. I don't want no half-naked pictures. None of that unprofessional stuff. We need professionalism at all times. So something professional or decent, we can work with that. So that way, once you send that, we can go ahead and post it. But before we even do that, your music has to be quality. Content and sound-wise. So with the content, we don't want to just play anything. No disrespect, no hard feelings. But you got to understand that we vibrate on a different frequency with this show, so we want the music to match that. So your content has to be saying something. You got to be talking about something that has to have a message. It has to be lyrical. It has to be real. It has to be creative, authentic. All those things that makes it good. That's what we're looking for. Something that's going to stand out, something that's different, something that's dope, that you can feel it. So send your music over. We'll check it out, because best believe I check all the music out. I do listen to it. So don't think that just because you send it, that it's going to automatically be played, because that's not the case. So yeah, so just send your music over and we'll check it out. And if it's something, if it's something we're looking for, we're definitely going to play it. And that's what I wanted to say with that. So you want to go ahead and start off the discussion about Group B Strep?
So, again, this second half, we've been getting into different months, have different awareness and prevention awareness, or days. Some things are just for that day. There are things that are for the month. So I never had heard of this. Doing some research, trying to figure out like what to talk about as far as awareness. So I happened to run into this one, and it's called Group B Strep International Awareness Month. And it has to do with promoting awareness and prevention of Group B strep disease in babies during pregnancy through early infancy. So what it says here, it says Group B strep is a big deal. Approximately 1 in 4 pregnant women carry GBS, the leading cause of sepsis and meningitis in newborns, according to the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. GBS can also infect babies during pregnancy and the first few months of life. Not all babies exposed to GBS become infected, but for those who do, the results can be devastating. GBS can cause babies to be miscarried, stillborn, born prematurely, become very sick, have lifelong handicaps, or even die. Even babies born to moms who test negative can become infected by Group B Strep. Fortunately, there are many ways to help babies protect from Group B Strep. It says this website contains resources for you to learn more about GBS and help prevent its devastating effects. So I had never heard of this. You know, you can share this information, and we're certainly going to post more, but you can there's awareness information, materials. They have conferences worldwide. You could be an advocate to close the gaps in GPS care for all babies. So there's just so many things, and it's on the, if I'm right, GBS Strep international.org. And again, you know, it says, it's asking a question, you know, what is Group B Strep? Again, I had never heard of it. It's a type of bacteria that is naturally found in the digestive and lower reproductive tracts of both men and women. About 1 in 4 pregnant women carry or colonize with GBS. Carrying GBS does not mean that you are unclean. Anyone can carry GBS. GBS is not considered to be a sexually transmitted disease or infection, as it can occur on its own even in someone with no prior sexual experience. However, bacteria can be passed between sexual partners, including through oral contact. Okay, and if you want more information on that, you can read the medical articles on the website under sex and GPS that will be posted up. Unfortunately, babies can be infected by GPS before birth and up to about 6 months of age due to their underdeveloped immune systems. There are 3 types of perinatal GPS disease, each with their own prevention challenges. So this first one is prenatal onset GPS disease, that's before birth. The second one is early onset GBS disease, birth through the first week of life. The last one is late onset GBS disease, over 1 week of age through several months of age. Again, GBS is a big deal. Very often we hear from parents who tell us that they were told by their providers that GPS is no big deal. Actually, that's far from the truth. And again, it's saying that according to the CDC in the United States, Group B Strep is the leading cause of meningitis, sepsis in newborns. As I stated before, also causes over 1,200 babies per year to become infected after the first week of life up to several months of age, sometimes from sources other than the mother. No one knows how often babies are miscarried or stillborn due to GBS because many parents don't choose to have autopsies or placenta tests done for their deceased babies, and death certificates are rarely updated with the findings, so prenatal onset causes are mostly overlooked for statistical purposes. The following, there's stories. So again, there's stories of men and women that you know, they share their stories of there's GPS stories of their children. As a matter of fact, it's quite a few. So we will definitely post them up because this is a big deal.
I mean, this is my first time hearing about this. I
Mine
had no
too.
idea this even exists. So I'm glad that you actually brought this topic up so we could discuss it. Cause I'm aware of it now. Had no idea what it was.
And again, even though it says, testing, GPS is also a very transit bacteria, which means that a woman could test negative but be positive later on.
Ah,
So, there's stories with that in here in this website that women have been tested negative and probably didn't. They figured, well, I'm negative, nothing's going to happen, and then they have their child, and something else unfortunately happens. They find out later on that they become positive.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Cause I was researching something today. I have found out some information that I thought was you know helpful and also informative. I was actually looking up something from CDC.gov. The infection, like the symptoms of Group B Strep. I mean, they have also just diagnosis, treatment, risk factors. So I'm going to read on the symptoms. Okay. All right. So symptoms depend on the part of the body that is infected. Below are common diseases caused by Group B Strep bacteria in adults and their symptoms. Bacteria and sepsis, which is blood infection. So that those symptoms include fever, chills, and low alertness. Okay, that's for bac, bacteria. But well, hold on. What? Yeah, bacteriemia, something like that. It's a long word. Now, another symptom they have is pneumonia, which of course is the lung infection. So that's fever and chills, cough, rapid breathing or difficulty breathing, chest pain. You also have skin and soft tissue infections, often appear as a bump or infected area on the skin that may be red, swollen or painful, warm to the touch, full of pus or other drainage. These skin infections may also be accompanied by a fever. Symptoms can include too, you have bone and joint infections. So those often appear as pain in the affected area and might include fever, chills, swelling, stiffness, or inability to use affected limb or joint. So rarely in adults, Group B strep bacteria can cause meningitis, which is infection of the fluid and lining surrounding the brain and spinal cord. So diagnosis. So how to determine that? So here it says, if doctors suspect an adult has an invasive Group B strep infection, which is infections where the bacteria have entered a part of the body that is normally not exposed to bacteria, they will take a sample of sterile body fluids such as blood or spinal fluid. These samples are cultured bacteria grown in the laboratory to see if Group B strep bacteria are present, which can take a few days. Sometimes Group B strep bacteria can cause urinary tract infections, or short for UTI, also called bladder infections, which also can be diagnosed in the lab with a sample of urine. And like I said, they have some risk factors. See, so the part where it says risk factors, most cases of Group B strep disease in adults are among those who have other medical conditions that put them at increased risk, such as diabetes, mellitus, cardiovascular disease, congestive heart failure, history of cancer, obesity. So wow, I mean, learning about this, I mean, it's so much that comes with Group B strep. I
yes.
mean, go back to what we said last week. Taking care of yourself, being conscious of what's going on with you, being aware with yourself and even your environment, what you're into. So yeah, you have to take care of yourself. Your body's your temple. You only got one body, because once it's gone or once it's damaged, that's it. And sometimes you can't repair from that.
Absolutely, and I agree 200%. And I know that going to the doctors, especially for my brown and black people, my people, my community of wonderful color, we definitely don't like to go to the doctors a lot of times. And I do get it. It can be scary. It can be financial reasons. It could be a multiple, but we have to do it. And that includes
Yes.
myself. Like,
Yeah.
we have to get in the mindset of taking care of ourselves to the best of our ability. And, if you're not satisfied, get a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion, because they don't. One doctor don't know everything.
Nope, sure don't.
So it's just good to get a second opinion,
Yep.
just so you know, and then we have to act on it. Now you can either go with the traditional way of medicine, because I'm pro-choice. Do what you do, or if you're not the traditional and you want to go natural, holistic, you can do that too. But know what's going on with your body, because again, like Uno said, you have one you, and when that's gone, that's it. All the bills and whatever you left behind, the
It ain't
materialistic,
gonna matter.
it's not gonna matter,
You gone.
because it's not gonna go with you. So
No, not at all.
do your best to take care of yourself.
That's what it's about.
And so with this, it says, how can GPS infect my baby? And I'm just looking at this little picture, and this lady had a baby that was weighing 1 pound 12 ounces, and the mother had to go into preterm labor and have her baby early. But it says GPS can infect your baby even before your water breaks. GPS infections before birth are called prenatal onset. GBS can cause preterm labor, causing your baby to be born too early. The GPS infection can also cause your water to break prematurely without labor starting, causing your baby to lose a significant layer of protection. It is thought that babies are most often infected with GPS as they pass through the birth canal. GPS infections within the first week of life are called early onset. Babies can become infected with GPS by sources other than the mother. GPS infections after the first week of life are called late onset. Be aware that your womb and or C-section wound can become infected by GPS. So we must be careful. We have to be careful. We can have somebody come in there, especially if you're having a natural birth. Have somebody come in there and make sure. I know with C-sections it's a little bit different. You can kind of be in there up until they get ready to actually take the baby away. But that safe person that you trust, husband, wife, significant other, whatever, family, whatever, like, just make sure somebody's there to kind of advocate on your behalf, because I don't know, like, you just never know what happens, especially if you have a C-section and you're put under. You just kind of never know what's going on.
That's
for real.
true. You got to, like, someone that you trust can watch over you.
Right.
You make sure nothing medical.
Have that person ask them questions.
Right. Make sure nothing medically goes wrong, because it can. It happens all the time. You hear stories. Especially for black people. So we got to be extra careful, because we know what time it is out here. You got, stealing of organs and organ trafficking, and, the whole history of medical apartheid, that whole history. So, you got to be mindful, so yeah. Just watch out for your health, watch out for your body, know what's going on. But I can say, now, what you were saying, that the cause and effect of that. Now, there's some precautions you can take too. I was reading something from marchofdimes.org, and they were saying, since you discussed babies, how can you protect your baby from GPS? Okay, so if your GPS test at 35 to 37 weeks shows you have the infection, your provider gives you the medicine called an antibiotic during labor and birth through a IV. You also may be treated if you have any risk factors for GPS and you don't know your GPS test results, or you haven't been tested yet. Treatment with antibiotics helps prevent your baby from getting the infection. Penicillin is the best antibiotic for most women. Another biotic called ampicillin also can be used. These medicines usually are safe for you and your baby, but some women, up to 1 in 25 women or 4% treated with penicillin, have a mild allergic reaction because some people do have reactions to penicillin. Everybody's body can't take it. So it's like a rash. So you get treated with it. Like I said, you can have an allergic reaction, and it's like a rash. So about 1 in 10,000 women have a serious allergic reaction that needs to be treated right away. If you're allergic to penicillin, your provider can treat you with a different medicine. If your test shows you have GBS, remind your healthcare providers at the hospital when you go to have your baby. This way you can be treated quickly. Treatment works best when it begins at least 4 hours before childbirth. If you have GBS and you're having a scheduled cesarean birth or C-section, before labor starts and before your water breaks, you probably don't need antibiotics. It's not helpful to take oral antibiotics before labor to treat GBS. The bacteria can return quickly, so you can have it again by the time you have your baby. So that's just precautions you can take, and there's also, a few solutions that you can, well, for women, they can apply that and prevent anything, towards the baby. Just prevent them from getting GBS. So yeah, that's definitely important. Going back to it again, being aware and conscious of yourself, others, and then even your environment. So that's, can't stress that enough.
Absolutely, and just reiterating what Uno says, making sure this is really, and this. I mean, I'm not having any more children now, but this is very informative to even pass on to other women. Ask to have that urine culture for GBS, like Uno said, and other bacteria done at your first prenatal visit. If you have a significant level of GBS in your urine, your provider should prescribe oral antibiotics at the time of diagnosis. GPSI advocates a recheck test of cure 1 month after treatment. Contact your provider immediately if you experience either decreased or no fetal movement after the 20th week or any unexplained fever. As Uno said, get tested at 37 weeks. If the test results is positive, you should receive IV antibiotics when labor starts or your water breaks. You can get a copy of all cultural tests. Let me say that again. You do not have to be scared to ask for copies. You can get a copy of all cultural test results and keep them with you. Plan ahead if you have short labors or live far from the hospital. The IV antibiotics you receive in labor generally take 4 hours to be optimally effective. Ask about a late third trimester penicillin shot as a possible safeguard. Note, not a widely accepted strategy. Okay? You can also tell a provider if you are allergic. Tell the provider, please, that too. Please talk. Y'all like to talk, so talk when you need to talk.
Run your damn mouths.
Tell
please.
your provider if you are allergic to penicillin. There are IV antibiotic alternatives. Okay. However, know that alternative medicine treatments such as garlic or tea tree oil have not been proven to prevent your baby from becoming infected. Some are unsafe. So with that too, alternative choices, just be careful as well. Okay. Avoid unnecessary frequent or forceful internal exams, which may push GBS closer to your baby. Knowing how far you are dilated does not accurately predict when your baby will be born. Vaginal ultrasounds or perineal ultrasounds are a less invasive option. Discuss the benefits versus risks of possible methods of induction with your provider well before your due date, as not all providers ask before stripping, also known as sweeping the membranes. Please, please, please ask your provider to not strip your membranes if you test positive for GBS. Beware that you may test negative but be GBS positive later. Okay? GBS can cross even intact membranes, and procedures such as stripping membranes and using cervical ripening gel to induce labor may push bacteria closer to your baby. So, and if you're having, if a C-section, if you are having a planned C-section, talk to your provider about the risks versus benefits of starting the antibiotics well before your incision. That is so, 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 so important. C-sections may not completely prevent GBS infections, although the risk during a planned C-section is extremely low if performed before your labor starts and before your water breaks. So again, make sure that you talk to your provider about whether or not to use internal fetal monitors and or have your water broken before you have had IV antibiotics for at least 4 hours. So important. Had no clue. And it makes me kind of think, not to say, just having my two and both of mine was C-section. But you just never know.
Yeah, that's true.
You just don't know. Because my son had eczema at a very young age. And so you just don't know. And being under, I don't know, I will always still say what I say. I feel like something happened while they were doing a C-section on me because I haven't really felt right since then.
You probably got an infection.
Probably. Probably.
Them surgeries can be high risk too, especially having the body open and, importing, exporting body parts, moving stuff around in your body, cutting stuff up or open, whatever. There's so much procedure going on that anything can happen. So
Exactly. You're so right about that.
now, did you ever touch on anything as far as, I just want to make sure, I think you have, but signs of infection like in the baby, whether it's early offset or late onset?
I mentioned the 3, the early, the late, and then the
Okay.
prenatal.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I'm trying to see. And you discussed baby treatment, like if they have it.
I don't think I did.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna read here. All right. So now for the baby, if the baby has GBS or GBS infection, how can they be treated? He or she can be treated. So, of course, you got to prevent it. If a baby does get infected with early onset GBS or late, they're treated with antibiotics through an IV. That's how they're treated. So that's their solution to making GPS disappear. But it's just, yeah, like I said, man, just being aware and conscious. You want to not only watch out for your well-being, but if you having somebody else in the picture, especially a baby, you want to be, well aware of that too. You want to be cautious with that. You gotta watch how you treat your body, because it does affect your baby. Just from not just catching this, but you gotta look at the spiritual part of it. How if a woman is pregnant, you gotta watch because people like to touch on your stomach and feel the baby. You gotta watch that too, because energy does transfer. And so when a person touches that, when there's multiple people touching your stomach, some of their attributes or even what they do transfers to the baby.
That's true. I really never used to let nobody touch me. Keep your hands away from me.
I can
Get back, Satan! Like, get away from me. I don't.
You probably used to turn up too.
I'm so serious. Like, I really did not have a lot of people touching my stomach, and call me old school, whatever. But I really just was very cautious once upon a time when I had my kids. Yeah, I did not want them. I did not want that energy because I already was going through my own thing with my own energy, and I didn't want all of that
Oh, that extra.
stuff,
Yeah.
extra stuff touching me, or for that matter, it even really being around me like that. So, yeah, so the touching and the people around you and your space, and we got to be mindful of what we eat, and um, how we even think as women carrying our children, how our mindsets are. And I know it could be hard, trust me, know it from experience. Um, and yes, definitely try to be spiritually the best that we can be. And also, again, being a woman who's had children, I know a lot of times we may not think about who we sleeping with, what's the background behind them, but that's very important too, because you don't know where he been, what that energy's like, and that's coming to you. So it's just different. It's just I think, my opinion, just a multiple of things that we have to just be mindful of. So a little bit about GPSI, Group B Strep International. Their mission and goal is to promote international awareness and prevention of GPS disease in babies before birth through early infancy. The scope of their mission includes actively supporting the GPS awareness and prevention efforts of individuals and organizations on a community or national level, as well as developing GPS awareness and prevention resources for countries that do not have an active program readily available. One of their main goals is to be a central resource for GPS information in a variety of languages for both the general public and medical professionals. It's also GPSI was formed in April of 2006 by John and Marty, who each lost a daughter to Group B Strep GPS. Both John and Pam McDonald's daughter, Hannah and Chris, and Marty's daughter, Rose, were stillborn full term. Both deaths were preventable, inspiring John and Marty to promote this GPS awareness and prevention, first on a national level throughout the United States with the Jesse Cause. Group B Strep International was then founded as a sister organization to expand the scope and the audience of this campaign. The effort of Marty, John, and many other dedicated volunteers have been rewarded with substantial progress over the last few years, designating July as International Group B Strep Awareness Month on the U.S. National Health Observance Calendar, sponsored by GBSI. Also in February, it was designated as International Prenatal Infection Prevention Month on the U.S. National Health Observance Calendar. And so you'll just see a wealth of information. In October, has been designated as Prenatal Onset GPS Disease Recognition Month, sponsored by GPSI. So it's a nonprofit public benefit corporation under the state of California, and welcomes your support in their campaign to promote this awareness, this disease awareness around the world globally in memory and honor of all the babies who have been infected. So there's just so much that you can do.
Absolutely. And I want to say this because you touched on something during the duration of the show here since we started, the 7 p.m. Portion of it. You mentioned pro-choice. Either, some people are traditional and you got the natural way. So I actually found an article that have natural remedies. And I know you're into natural, so I'm sure you're going to be curious to know what can help for, women who suffer with Group B Strep. So here we go. All right. So this article is by wellnessmama.com. This person pretty much touches on the natural remedies and giving her story and giving you a list of wealthy information. Okay. Let's see. Go down to this. All right. So in her research, she found the following advice for preventing GBS. Eating a probiotic-rich diet, including things like kombucha, water, kefir, which is KEFIR, yogurt, sauerkraut, and other fermented foods to help create a healthy gut environment. Number two, taking a probiotic supplement and using it vaginally, which she's used from her account. She used one daily, orally and vaginally, every day or two. Number three, consuming garlic capsules or raw garlic cloves daily. Number four, consuming coconut oil for its naturally antiviral properties. Using plain organic yogurt vaginally to help balance bacteria. Another one is taking vitamin C daily. The next one is using a chlorhexidine rinse vaginally before and during labor. This is the usual protocol. This was a last resort for her, and she glad she's used it. Or she glad to have not used it. So, as her emerging evidence about the bacterial transfer during labor brings this practice into question. Another remedy for this is consuming raw apple cider vinegar daily and using it as a diluted rinse. So that's just a few natural remedies, and let me see anything else I might have missed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then she just pretty much give her account of how did it work for her, doing having taking it for several weeks and giving her results of that from her practicing these natural remedies.
So again, yeah, I'm a pro-choice. You have the choice to do what you want. With anything, do your research. Also, with anything, there are side effects. Typically, more traditional has more side effects than naturally. That's just how I feel about it. You can agree or disagree.
I agree with
But
you.
I mean, I just remember growing up with a nana who made her own concoctions, and there wasn't a whole lot of taking pills and going the traditional way. It didn't taste good, but you got
It helped. I
it
bet
helped.
it
You
did.
you got better quick.
Yeah.
It wasn't long term, you being sick for long terms. So just be mindful on whichever area that you choose to go. And so that's real interesting. That's real interesting. It's a shame because doctors, pharmaceutical offices, pharmaceutical people, they discredit going the alternative or natural way because that's going to take money out their pocket.
Yeah, that's what they're
So of
afraid
course,
of.
so of course they're scared of that, and they're going to knock that and be
And they
like,
won't tell you anything.
and they won't tell you. And if you had noticed that a lot of the holistic doctors were getting killed.
Yes, if y'all been keeping up, if you do your research, you will find out that a lot of holistic doctors.
It's not just us saying it. It's
No,
facts.
This is facts. All you got to do is research.
So yeah.
This is documented.
So ways that you can help, if you would like to be a part of this, you can promote GPS awareness in your community. Researchers and medical students help close the gaps in GPS prevention by focusing your next research project on finding the answers to many of the important questions from the GPS parents. Of course, make a donation. Sign up for the many shopping reward programs that benefit GPSI at no cost to you. Organize a fundraiser for GPSI. See what GPS moms have already done to create an awareness in the community and in the media. Distribute the GPS awareness materials. Also, you can assist in translating GPS awareness materials. Recommend a GPS related article or website to us. Make and distribute the GPS awareness ribbons. And of course, you can click to see the instructions. Volunteer to translate. So there's several ways that you can be involved if you're interested. And again, we will put up the websites for you to read this, because this is nothing that we're just saying off the top of our heads. It's
No,
facts.
no, this is credible information.
And so this has really been, this is really, like, I like that it's been very informative.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that it led me, my intuition led me to this.
To this discussion.
So,
So
yeah.
I say we pretty much done said it all, you know. So we definitely gonna post these links up so that way y'all can have access to it and you can read it to it, and it might be helpful for somebody. You just never know.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you guys. And, we hope that you tune in next Monday with us. We will keep you updated on that as well. And we appreciate, again, Nick, Richelle.
Appreciate you.
For being
on the show.
Being on the show. What's her alternative? Wise.
Yeah, wise.
Wise.
Moving. Wild movement.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Women of worth.
Yes.
W.O.W.
Yeah.
Women of worth.
She been rocking with that for a while.
Well, I haven't been rocking with her, but I have now
got to rock with
So
her.
now I have rocked with you because I friended you. So make sure.
It's on Instagram, you know. So
I'm gonna have to find you on Instagram. I found you on Facebook, and I liked your music page, so I put it out there.
I tagged her on the flyer anyway on
Okay.
Instagram, so you can easily get to her.
Yeah, so please support B.O.W.
She's very creative.
Very creative. Hopefully one day we can all collaborate and do something as far as the speaking. I definitely do the speaking part.
Yeah.
We can collaborate and do something, because that's what it's about. You don't get no blessings being selfish and stingy.
No, not at all. All right then, so we just gonna leave this show out with music. So we're gonna switch it up, cause usually when we get to 7:55 we close it out, but this time we're gonna play some songs and just end it. So I mean, we said everything we need to say. So
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and remember, make sure you take care of you. Self-worth, self-love, self-respect. Peace.
Yeah. Peace, love, and happiness. Too much brutality going on. Fuck the police. Cause they against us instead of protecting us. Peace, love, and happiness. Please kill the violence. Please. Peace, love, and happiness. That's all I need, that's all I need. Preach. Peace, love, and happiness. On the real, that's all we need, that's all we need. Peace. And I can't forget about Earth's flower, the magical herb. Power to the ganja, I love trees. So much you should call me eco. There's so much cruelty in this world, we forget that we're equal. Instead of fighting each other, we should be united. Peace, love, and happiness, we got to kill the violence. No more being silent, even if silence is golden, be outspoken. Closed mouths don't get fed around here. Fight for what you believe in. If it was up to me, marijuana would have been legalized. Why should it be illegal? Weed cures a lot that bring joy to the people. Meditation, spiritual healing, stay medicated, get lifted. Peace, love, and happiness, we need it. So rock with me. Peace, love, and happiness. There's too much BS going on around this town. Please. Come on now. Peace, love, and happiness. That's all we need. That's all I need. That's all I need. Preach. Peace, love, and happiness. That's all we need. Let them know, please. Peace. I find peace in writing rhymes. I found peace writing rhymes. I found the peace while writing rhymes. Now I'm gunning niggas down in my rhymes. Feeling like a masterpiece. Creating pieces after piece. Wu sign massively. Feeling like the master of peace. There's no limit when it comes to me. Master P. I like that. They probably didn't even understand what was being said. Shaking my head, I'm so misinterpreted. Yeah. Peace, love, and happiness, we need that. That's all I need. Weed, I breathe that. High life, high achievers. Yeah, Hetty gang. Toby J, Shawty J. Ha ha.
back from the very start. I like to think that I had your heart, and it keeps on getting better. Oh, and I remember how you used to talk about the way we'd be together, years and years forever, and we would love exceptionally. A new beginning it would be. Gotta keep it stronger, gotta go longer to love that way. Love that way. Love harder, gotta be smart, getting stronger every day. Every day, gotta try to be a winner. It's crazy game. It's crazy game. Gotta be stronger, stronger in every way. I love every moment of our lives. I can't imagine ever thinking twice of saying yes to you. Everywhere we go, people always want to know what is this thing we have that when we cry we can laugh. Much more than a physical thing, it's a spiritual connection that makes us win. Gotta keep it stronger, gotta go longer to love that way. We gotta learn harder, gotta be smart, baby. Every day, every day. Gotta try to be a winner, be a winner. It's crazy, be a winner. Crazy game. Gotta be strong, stronger, stronger in every way. It's really more than love. Truth be told, it's so much bigger than us. As long as we know that we can be sure that we'll make it through anything. Mama told me that it's always better to pray. Things on the cheese days. We gotta show that, so we can be sure that we'll be there every day. Keep it stronger, gotta go gotta be stronger that way. Learn to love harder, gotta be smart, baby. Every day, gotta try to be a winner. Crazy game. Gotta be strong, stronger every day. Stronger, baby. Only you and I can make it stronger, baby. Here we are, saying the same, wanting the same, learning the same thing. Gotta keep it stronger.
Yeah, man, yo, already getting saved like some files, but you know we don't do that shit around here. That's like a PlayStation, and you already know fucking memory card, nigga. Fuck you mean, bitch. Smoking sticky like situations I get in. Take drop in the autumn, but I won't fall again. Don't ever remember who was not ever a member. That's why we coming for the game in November. Wish a nigga would sleep on me, scratch that September. Can't afford to lose, gotta focus on the expedition. Cool kid, I'm just water sipping, polar pimping. The weight was good, so I'm always sipping. Everybody got goals but sealed down like Egyptians, but I'ma still perpetrate plays with no permission. I don't even want the commission, the whole percentage. I'm just looking for a woman with an image that's demolition. Yeah, she looking bomb. I need to make her my cocky bomb, cause I can't love her, she ain't broke. Valentine home, I got girls fighting to arouse me. I mean, half the time I'm R8, so Audi. Catch my drift, that's a touchdown in Tokyo. Flavor in your ear, this, that, assorted audio that's coming from the cardio. After the meter with the plug, at the portfolio. The music dope, I need it so I can get fresh bank rolls brought through the screen though. Ask your Metro if you trust me, cause I need more of a perfectionist, but still reckless. You jealous, but deep I'll show you what jealous I mean. I love the word, my 9 to 5. I hate my main bitch, she 5'9". I climb her like monkey bars, banana inside, my eyes closed, but her legs so wide, so wide. She begging me for closure, but I'm pulling her closer. She begging for closure, but I'm pulling her closer. So I love the word, my 9 to 5. I hate my main bitch, she 5'9". I climb her like monkey bars, banana inside, my eyes closed, but her legs so wide, so wide. She begging me for closure, but I'm pulling her closer.
What is love, love? What is love? What is life but just a puff of dust? I paint the picture vivid. Cigarettes and coffee cups, I love the taste of lust. It loves misery and misery loves both of us. I'm never lonely anymore. Morality's the only thing that's on my bedroom floor. The guilty conscience is known to wander when struck with boredom. The fingerprints are stained, the window pane. From last time she came, my sex was still in on. I just removed the frames. No matter what the face is named, I'll still love it. Probably still pop a pill just to keep my stomach from jumping. I clash cymbals as I orchestrate the mental symphonic harmonies to keep myself on tempo. My side to side, I'm stuck beside a hard place in Rudy Valin simple. My life is E equals MC squared, not simple. Hypothetically speaking, I'm as healthy as a horse's shoe. Sexual indiscretion, she kisses her father with the lips she used. The same ones that she used to sing the gospel. Glory, hallelujah, someone slapped me with the Bible. I guess this is my way of finding a spiritual revival. Yeah. Church praying, 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 praying.
You know, FB to the SV. My nigga, you know. Roll that shit. Light that shit. Only that loud though. Can't smoke no bullshit to issue photo. Only that loud though. Nigga, you know.
iHip-hop distribution.
Yeah. Nigga, you know. I be high up, tryna make this paper rise up. Picture me rolling in a whip that ain't stolen, smoking on potent with my eyes shut. I'm draped in this Ralph Lauren polo sporting. I stay fly as fuck. Vintage kicks to go with my 50s. Dead stocks, you better wise up and realize up. Real nigga, when you see 'em, all these bitches, they love me. All the young OGs, they wanna be 'em. I be coolie in the cut, twisting up, blowing OZ scheming on Franklin Acres and Beamers. Nigga, watch me shine, I'm beaming. You know. All to know, I gotta get what's mine. All to know, I gotta get what's mine.